to do some UV map fixing. You can see that I have a scene here that has some really messed up UVs. I've kind of intentionally broken them in places, but sometimes when you're building geometry or merging things together or trying to connect to a curvy face, you just end up with some weird stuff. This trick doesn't work on everything, but it is pretty handy and works in a lot of cases. ProBuilder has this neat feature called Stitch Faces, where when you have a face selected and you have the UV editor open, you can hold the control key and click on an adjacent face, and it auto-stitches the UVs. So it's kind of hard to see because of the selection, but you can see that this face that actually had somewhat proper UVs is now stitched over onto this face. And if I do this across the whole surface, now all my UVs are unified. This comes in particularly handy on things like arches and bends, which when you use the ProBuilder default tools come in with all kinds of weird UVs on the inner surfaces. So if I select the first, if I get the first piece arranged like I want, I'll go into the UV editor here and just make sure that it's actually aligned, to the bottom of the space here. So if I grab this object and pull it out, you can see that now the edge of this is, or should be, I grabbed the wrong face. Try that again. All right, so the edge here is now aligned to the bottom of the tile. And what I can do now is grab this, and again, holding Control as I do this, auto stitch, auto stitch, auto stitch my way up around the loop. And now, if I look at that loop, those are relatively lined up. Now I still have some seams because of smoothing, so what I'll do is click here, click the plus button next to Grow Selection. Usually I find this a pretty good setting. Restrict it to the angle of 15 degrees and don't be iterative so that it does everything that it can reach within 15 degrees. So click that. Oh, maybe 15 was too low. Let's try 20 degrees. Okay, so now it has selected the whole inside of that curve, and now I can go into smoothing and set this as one of my smoothing groups. Doesn't really matter which one, as long as it's its own smoothing group. Now when I click out here, it's smoothly shaded, it's UV mapped pretty well. This isn't lined up, but I can go in and kind of scale the whole thing if I need to get that to line up. Like so. All right, now that's looking pretty good. So just a quick trick to fix a couple of UVs based on using a non-broken UV adjacent to them and holding down the control key to auto stitch. I think that'll be good for this video, and I'll have some more tricks later. Thanks.